Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving you my review for the latest and pretty scary movie that graced the big screens earlier tonight that opened, Pray for the Devil, which lived up to its name in terms of creepiness and scariness. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen Pray for the Devil yet and you plan to watch it tomorrow night or some point this opening weekend, don't keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. Well, basically, to sum it all up, it was about what I expected it to be. I mean, it was pretty straightforward, scary exorcism movie. The first three jump scares got me really good, but it was after the third one, and me and my buddy were talking about this afterwards. It was after the third one that we agreed the jump scares became less and less effective as the movie went along. Those first three got us good, but the rest of them that followed, they were okay. Nothing that made you go, oh. They might have made you go, oh, But the movie itself was okay. It wasn't anything grand or spectacular. Like I said, it was about what I expected it to be. So in that regard, it did match my level of expectations for it. However, there was one unexpected thing about it that I did like, which was the theme of forgiveness, but especially self-forgiveness. Because, this nun is trying to help this girl who ends up being her long-lost daughter that, in order to defeat the evil within, which is the demon that's possessing you, you got to forgive yourself, let go of that guilt, that shame, whatever you feel guilty or shameful about. And by doing that, she is able to defeat the demon that possessed her for a brief period before it could kill the girl or anybody else. And she's able to defeat it. Also, a big fountain of holy water is quite helpful as well. So it feels like, like I said, it was a pretty generic exorcism movie. I mean, one of the things that drew me to it is that one of the leads, the guy who played the instructor priest, the priest who taught the students about exorcism, I liked that actor a lot. He's done a lot of movies. He's a famous British actor. And when I saw him in trailers for this, I'm like, oh, he's in this? Okay, I'll check this out. This seems like a scary movie to check out close to Halloween time. That's all right with me. I'm always down for a good scary movie. And it was okay, but it wasn't anything particularly special or grand. But if you're going into this just with an expectation for a generic exorcism film, I think you're going to be okay. You'll be set. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I mean, there was nothing really special about it, except I did like the theme and the overarching theme of us forgiveness and self-forgiveness, about how we're too hard on ourselves and we don't let ourselves off the hook as much as we should, especially when we're carrying around the guilt or the weight of something that isn't really our fault. We may have had a hand in it, but it wasn't directly our fault, but we still punish ourselves for it. And I kind of like the message about how it's okay to let go, or at least it's okay to forgive yourself. We all need to forgive ourselves for one thing or another, whatever we have done or think we may have done. We need to forgive ourselves for it. So in that regard, I liked that message or that moral in the film. But other than that, it had effective jump scares. Unfortunately, the jump scares lost their effectiveness after the third one. It was definitely creepy. Great special effects in terms of like gore and whatnot. Like the super scary effect with the hair, the demon using the girl's own hair to force it down her throat to try to choke her. That was pretty scary. And then, of course, the demon possessing the old guy. Oh, God. And the demon dancing around with the poor nun with the possessed old guy. That was super creepy and kind of funny. But I was like, okay, it's like when that scene first started of him dancing around with her in his room, I'm like, okay, I'm sure I'm going to be able to like, or at least enjoyably tolerate this movie. And I did. So I was happy about that. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't anything particularly special, but it did have a few highlights and key scenes here and there that were pretty good. And I really like the guy who plays the instructor priest. I love that line, "Let's descend into the mouth of hell, shall we?" Which I'm sure we can all apply to some point in our lives at one point or another. But that's what I thought of Pray for the Devil. So what did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Pray for the Devil is now playing in theaters. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, what's your favorite scary movie?